me a bitch.
Okay.
She called me a bitch. Well, where did she point at? Did she point a gun at you and call you a bitch? Then you'd be justified in pointing a gun back. But if she just pointed her finger at you and was being truthful and called you a bitch, well, nothing you can do about that.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your personal board-certified criminal defense lawyer. We're back. We're back after the holiday. Hope you all had an excellent Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. We celebrate Christmas in our household because we're Catholics. You know, we are what we are. And but you know, it's a fun time and it's a great time for everybody to get together. I hope you were with your family, with your loved ones. And before we get going on today's episode, I just want to put a shout out to Dan and Liz out of Alaska. This is them. They send me a nice card, a nice holiday card, and a nice note, and I just really appreciate that. And then also we've got another nice card from somebody, Peter Masoglia. I know I'm butchering your name, but former North St. Paul resident. So I really appreciate the well wishes, and we've got other things that people have sent to, and I really, really appreciate the well wishes. We wish you all a very happy holiday season as well, and a happy new year. Today we're reacting to a woman who is in a parking lot and brandishes a firearm. I haven't seen this, but this has been developed by our content genius, and it's through the channel Body Cam Watch. So make sure you go to Body Cam Watch, and we're going to kind of analyze it in terms of what you can do and what you can't do with a firearm. But before we get to that, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is a very effective way to remotely do business. I use eSign all the time, and guess who else uses it? My grandma. My grandma is in the basement. She just got popped for shoplifting a whole bunch of presents in front of people's doors. She'd follow around an Amazon truck, and once they're out of sight, she'd rip off the package. And guess what she needs now? She needs a lawyer. So what does she do? She calls the guy who's got eSign.com because now grandma's so afraid that she's going to get arrested just going outside in the street. So what does she do? You eSign.com. You download the app. You get 3 free signatures at least a month. I think it might even be 5, but it's 3 or 5. And what you do is you sign, and you don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home because you can just do it on grandma's stolen laptop. So eSign.com, it's a very effective way to remotely do business because if it's not eSign, no one signs. All right, so let's get into this. Now, a lot of people have concealed carry, and a lot of people are, Second Amendment rights, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter if you have the right to carry or not. If you use a firearm, you have to use it what? Responsibly. If you point the gun at the wrong person, first of all, if you point the gun at a person, that person might have a gun too. And if that person has a gun and they shoot you, they're going to be justified. Especially because if they think that, the immediacy is really what we're talking about. But if the other person doesn't have a gun and there's really no immediate threat of serious bodily injury or death, and you pull out a firearm, this is what's going to happen to you.
On October 2nd, 2021, officers responded to a call about a woman waving a gun in a parking lot.
Right away, when you hear a woman waving a gun in the parking lot, guess what you think? Oh, Karen's got a gun.
Yeah, she's in the store, but I didn't want to go in there without you.
And here's the thing. Just like in a domestic, where, the cops hear one side of the story, they already know who they're going to arrest. They already know they're going to arrest her.
So she hasn't left because the car's still here. So.
Yeah. Everything okay? Black female, black t-shirt, red pants, tan cane. You said red pants? Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, let's see if you can see anybody with red pants.
And if you have something very identifiable like red pants, and you got your red pants on, you have your red pants? You got your red pants? You got your red pants on? I just don't understand why people do stuff like this. And all of a sudden she goes, what? She waves your gun around and now it's time to go shopping? I mean, stupid people should not have firearms.
If y'all see her, don't say anything. Just give us a call. Just tell us that where she's at. Don't make any contact with her.
She's armed. Hello. Hi, how are you? Good. You don't happen to have a gun in your bag, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. You mind if I look real quick?
In my purse?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I said there's a black female with a red pants that had a gun.
Not a gun. I just come in here.
Okay, I understand that. What car do you drive?
You're not allowed.
What car do you drive?
You're not allowed.
What car do you drive?
I drive a white BMW.
White BMW. Okay. You keep eyes here.
What's she wearing? What's she wearing?
Okay.
1365 Smyrna. What is she wearing again?
So we have black female wearing a tan hat, I believe a black shirt and red shorts.
That looks like that's our suspect.
Hey, ma'am. I need you to stand right here for right now. Something happened outside in the parking lot.
In the parking
You're
lot.
describing your clothing.
No.
You're looking at me?
Rose already talked to her.
Yeah.
talked to me.
Hey, I understand that.
Yeah, he
I need you to
talked
stand
me.
right here. Just stand right here. She's wearing a tan hat and red shorts. Show me anybody else in this whole building that's wearing a tan hat and red
I don't
shorts.
have on a tan hat. I have on a black and white hat.
Are you gonna believe me or your lying eyes? This hat is purple. I got a purple hat on.
When people are in traumatic situations, they don't always describe it perfectly.
Yeah, but I haven't done anything. I just came in.
That's
and
why.
bring stuff
That's
back.
why you're not in handcuffs. 'Cause I don't know that you've done anything either. I just know that something just happened out there, and they said that the person walked into Best Buy. They described him as a black female wearing a tan hat and red shorts.
Yes, sir.
You were the closest person.
Now she's already on record saying she didn't have a firearm in her purse. Now, if you have a firearm, in certain circumstances, it's legal to open carry in certain states. There's some Supreme Court opinions that are really eviscerating some of the gun laws. And it's being interpreted very liberally in terms of, what you're allowed to do. But you can't just willy-nilly just take a gun and point it at somebody because they're doing something you don't like.
That fits that description.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm just saying, just for the time being, just stand right here.
We're about to go back outside talking.
Not to make me use the bathroom by myself.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm a diabetic.
I don't mean to frighten you, so I apologize.
Yeah, I'm a diabetic. So,
And it's very common when people are called on the carpet for something, and all of a sudden they've got a medical condition. And now they, can I go to the bathroom and get rid of this firearm? I need to tuck it up and,
I'm about to poop on myself.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't mean to startle you.
She certainly wasn't on the way to the bathroom before he started talking to her, but now all of a sudden she's diabetic and she's got to pee.
That's why I wanted to explain what's going on. Basically, somebody just pointed a gun at somebody in the parking lot. The other person who got the gun pointed, she's standing out there.
Okay.
And she said, the lady who pointed a gun at me is a black female wearing red shorts and a tan hat.
No, baby. Mm-mm. I gotta use the bathroom so bad.
Okay, so you just want to walk up here to the front, and I'll figure out if it was you. If not, I'll let you go.
Let
So.
me use the restroom because I'm about to poop.
Well, I can't let you go in there.
About to poop myself. Funny how she just it wasn't even on her mind to go to the restroom when before the cops.
That's why I explained the situation, so I just need you to walk up here to the front. If I can determine it's not you, then
Whenever you're dealing with anything in retail, not only, look at how good the quality of the camera is. It used to be that, the quality is shit. But now, the cameras that they have in Best Buy, I'm sure they have it all on video. But the cameras, the body-worn cameras and the cameras that are in almost all retail, it's just really high quality these days. So it's not like the old grainy images that they had yesterday. And not only that, when you're at the register, time, date, amount, they know exactly, everything's on the computer. So you talk about not being able to get away with crimes in retail these days.
Black shirt.
just walk up here to the front. Hey, where's the victim at? Okay. Well, we're gonna walk outside. She's gonna tell me if it's her. We just walk right out the front door.
Walk out the front door.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want, I know you haven't paid for those. You can put them down.
Yeah.
They call this a show up. And sometimes it can be unduly suggestive, but, when you have a lineup, for example, where they put a bunch of different people and then they have the suspect, mixed in with cops or whatever, it can't be unduly suggestive. But this is what they call a show up.
Possible suspect. You just have the victim tell us if it's her or not.
Hey, have you seen a black female with a tan hat and red pants? All right, thanks for the help, Chip. Hello, you see anybody inside?
Ma'am, right over here. Right over here.
Confirming it is her.
That's what we talking about. She's in that little car. Yup. The gun is probably in the car.
Yeah, for they're saying that's her.
Somebody walked in front of me in front of the car, but I never had an encounter with anybody.
Okay, so did you have a weapon on you by any chance or anything?
No, sir.
Or anything?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay.
Do you have a firearm in your purse?
No, sir.
Do you mind if this officer looks inside your purse?
I don't want them looking in my purse when there's no reason to look in my purse.
Well,
I know my
reason-
rights.
I get you.
understand
That's
that.
fine. That's fine. We're not
Yeah,
arguing.
baby, I know my
Okay.
rights. I'm
Well,
not-
at this point, you're an investigator.
So you have a reasonable expectation of privacy in your things, right? But they've got a report of a gun. They've got to, they can arrest her. And how are they going to search her purse? They need a warrant? No, not necessarily. They can do what they call an inventory search.
Before you hold right now.
What's that?
It means you're basically being detained. So you're not free to leave. And I'm removing this purse from you.
I'm
not looking in it.
Relax.
And you're being
I'm
investigated.
being detained.
Just
I'm removing this purse
just
from
like you
you.
say you know your rights.
They walked you out of the fucking store. How do you not know that you're being detained already? I mean, moron, your bus is leaving.
We're giving you the right to tell you what we're.
And I'm gonna talk. I'm taking the.
Ma'am, no,
I'm removing
nobody-
the purse from you.
That often happens when people are stunned by police. They often do this. They have some kind of immediate shaking going on to kind of fake some kind of illness.
We're
I'm
not
just
making
removing
anything
this
ridiculous.
purse. Do not reach in your purse. You just reached in your purse.
I got the arm.
No, don't reach in your purse. That's it. That's it.
That's
it.
Calm down.
Hey, you want to put it in front of my body?
Okay, you're being detained until we figure out anything further. Because somebody said,
That lady pointed at me and I didn't do anything to
it's
her.
locked, damn it. You said she pointed at you?
Yes, sir. She pointed something at me.
Who did?
The lady with the gun, she called me a bitch.
Okay.
She called me a bitch. Well, where did she point at you? She point a gun at you and call you a bitch? Then you'd be justified in pointing a gun back. But if she just pointed her finger at you and was being truthful and called you a bitch, well, nothing you can do about that. I mean, you can't all of a sudden just point a fucking gun at somebody just because you're displeased with how they are dealing with you in the parking lot. This is a word from our sponsor. Our sponsor, Step 1. Step 1 is high-performance underwear that's made from a viscose fabric that's derived from organic bamboo. Keep in mind, now I'm an active guy. I just got done skiing 60 miles an hour down the Grand Tetons in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And while I'm doing that, what am I wearing? I'm wearing my Step 1s. Step 1 is got the Lycra panel, so you don't chafe, you don't sweat. You don't even know you're wearing them. They're so comfortable. But they keep everything with the nice pouch and everything's keep your goods right where they need to be. Order these for your sweetheart. You put in my name, Bruce Rivers, at checkout. You'll get a 25% discount. And this is a no-risk proposition to you guys because if you buy them and you're not super satisfied within 30 days, you'll get all your money back. But that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to be on the regular with these because Step 1, get some.
She told me this, but I didn't argue with her. I was driving on through.
Where's your white BMW?
Is it this third car on the right here?
I can't get that damn thing to let go. There we go. I agree. So listen, the best thing to do is just listen and follow instructions, and then everything goes okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Because if somebody claims something outrageous and they're the one who's causing the problem, we don't know that until we get here and find out, right?
Yes, sir.
So just let us find out, and then we'll be good to go from there.
So now in your purse, you've got a reasonable expectation of privacy, right? In your automobile, you have a very limited reasonable expectation of privacy. In your home, that's where you have the greatest expectation of privacy. But the automobile is a mobile thing, and you don't have the same expectation of privacy in your automobile. And do you think they have enough here, reasonable articulable suspicion, to suspect that she had committed a crime, and the crime's a felony? So now would they have enough to search your vehicle? In all likelihood, yes.
No, I'm not saying that you're arguing with us. We're just going to have a seat in his car until we get everything figured out, okay? You're not going to jail or anything right now until we figure out a little bit further, but you are being detained.
Now that she's in handcuffs, any further statement that they try to elicit out of her has to be covered by Miranda. Otherwise, guess what? It's thrown out.
Because you matched the description we were doing, okay?
Can you describe what the gun looked like?
It was probably about this big, black,
Black.
and she did like this.
Did it look like a revolver or like?
All right, she did like this. If she just held it up like that, that may not be enough.
A normal modern type pistol, like a semi-automatic type pistol?
It was
like,
it was one of the thick ones. I'm not sure.
Did it look like similar to what police carry? Or did it look like,
Smaller than that, yeah.
So I'm going to take a peek here, because this is allegedly hers, right? The one that they said was a red Scion, or the one he was out with, right? A red vehicle of some sort. But she said white BMW. You see a white BMW anywhere?
And y'all were walking across the street.
We had already walked across the street.
We already had walked across.
I guess she thought y'all were in her way.
It seemed like she didn't want to stop
Okay.
while we were walking to get to the Chinese place. Yeah, right here. She stopped the car. If she stopped it and said, "Did you call me a bitch?" I said, "Yes, I did." And she said, "Well, you the one that bitch and this and that." I said, "I'm a good one," and we walked on in.
And the girl did like this.
She was waving
I
it.
saw the
Waving
gun.
the gun.
At any point, did she point it towards you?
She waved it like,
Waved it towards you?
yeah, like this. Just letting us know that she had the gun, yeah.
So right now, you're going to be placed under arrest for obstruction, okay? That means...
Obstruction's a little weak. I mean, I don't know what she did. I mean, what did she do? I mean, she stiffened up a little bit, and, I don't know if she tried to really get in her purse or not, but the obstruction seems a little bit weak.
You didn't follow lawful commands when we're telling you not to tense up, not to go in your purse, not to pull away. You lied about the vehicle you were in originally. You lied about being in an altercation with somebody outside originally. So we've got a bunch of false statements and obstruction. So 1407 11015.
I wasn't pulling away from you guys.
Like I explained earlier, okay?
I didn't pull.
Okay. And then when you were told not to reach in your purse, you immediately tried to reach in your purse.
No, I was trying to drop, I was trying to drop my keys and tell y'all that I had rights. It was not reaching in my purse to get anything.
Okay.
I was dropping the keys in there. I didn't do it.
Before we keep talking, let me explain these to you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can, and you understand each of these rights as I've explained them to you.
I understand, but I'll go on. Can I call somebody? I don't.
Not at this second. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now? I know you've already started explaining the situation, but...
I don't have anything.
Will you give me consent to search your car?
Search the car?
Uh-huh.
That's his car.
So there's a couple ways you get around the warrant requirement. Because, warrantless searches are per se illegal, right? But, number one, she's being arrested. And she's being arrested for obstruction. Okay, so they take her purse into custody. So one of the things you can do is an inventory search. And they're going to probably tow her car. So you can do an inventory search of the car and the purse. And what that basically does is just you inventory everything in it so you know what she had, so when she leaves, she can't say, I had $5,000 in my purse. And then the other thing is, and if you find anything, any contraband, in furtherance of a inventory search, that's fair game.
So?
My son's car.
What does that have to do with anything?
This is his car.
Okay. It's up to you, yes or no?
No, I told him to come and get his car.
Okay.
that okay?
Well, we'll have to deal with that later. And in the meantime, if the business wants it towed from that spot because you're in a curbside pickup, then they can tow it. Come with me. We'll go right to my car.
Well, let me leave my stuff there so he can get it.
What stuff?
So he can
Get what?
get my money and my sister.
This is all going with you because it is your property, and I have to search. I have to search it before we go.
Well, that's the other thing. You have to search it because if you put it in the back of your squad or in your squad and all of a sudden something falls out and there were drugs or other contraband in there, it's got to be explained. So it's better to do it ahead of time to make sure that, there's nothing in there that's going to be blamed on the officer later.
Okay, we're not playing that game.
So, what are you doing?
Right now, you're going to sit in the back of my car so I can transport you when we're ready to do that.
Why?
Because you're going to jail because you're under arrest. So we very quickly tried to say that this is her sister's property and purse. Oh, look. A Glock.
Now remember, she's on record very early on saying, I don't have a gun in my purse. She'd have been better off, not saying anything to the officer. But so now she's got this pistol in her purse. Now, is she eligible to possess a firearm? Is it legal for her to carry it the way she's carrying it? Assaulting somebody with a firearm, all you have to do is brandish it, and that's assault. Assault is the imminent apprehension of bodily harm. And so, this gal's not doing herself any favors.
Sir. Thank you.
Making sure that he took the magazine out and he also rocked the slide to make sure that there isn't one in the chamber. Made the gun basically safe.
1407, check a serial on a 69. Wow, that's an X-Acto knife. That would have sucked to get cut by. Actually, probably would have been a lot nicer than some rusty dull blade. Hannah Montana? Well, there's keys to the Scion. She has keys to the Scion. It's her son's Scion. Do you think he really likes Hannah Montana?
My son, has all kinds of Hannah Montana memorabilia. No, he doesn't. But, lying about all this stuff doesn't help her at all.
I think we're full of it. Okay. So do we want to be truthful yet?
What do you mean, do I want to be truthful?
Well, the gun is in your purse.
What? There wasn't any gun in my purse. You put that gun in my purse.
Patricia's not your name.
Oh, another crime. Falsely identifying yourself to the cops.
So now you're getting false statement and aggravated assault charges.
Aggravated assault on him.
Yes, ma'am. And then there's...
Pull your camera over there and see that I aggravated assault her.
Okay. So there's also... Okay, also identity theft.
So this just never ceases to amaze me. If you're a felon, guess what's your kryptonite? A firearm's your kryptonite. Because most places have a 5-year mandatory minimum prison sentence, and so she was charged with aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a felon, and obstruction. Well, obstruction, who gives a shit about that? But what you have here is basically, a woman who's not eligible to possess a fucking firearm acting out with one.
And possibly illegal use of credit because this is not you. Okay. God bless it. Oh my God. Maria Brown, 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 Maria Brown. Cracker Barrel. So, and a lot of times people have other people's information with their names on a credit card. And that's really, really common. And that kind of looks like what she was doing there.
So, if you're thinking about getting a concealed carry, let me just tell you, if you spent more time thinking about the positions that you don't want to be in and avoiding those kind of situations, you're better off than having a concealed carry. Concealed carry gives you a false sense of security, I think. You know, if you have a job or a high risk, life that you need one, I get it. But if you're just some average Joe, the average Joe doesn't necessarily need a concealed carry. Look what she just did by having that weapon. And then she didn't have a concealed carry because she was a felon. But look what her having that firearm did for her. She's like, oh, I've got a gun. What was that all over? That was all over just a pissing match between two sets of ladies. It made no sense for her to go down like that. But if it weren't for stupid decisions, drugs and alcohol, I wouldn't have a job. So thank you for your dumb decisions. So, and keep in mind, when I talk about concealed carry, I go by what I see. You know what I mean? I go by people who make dumb decisions like this. And now I'm painting it with a broad brush, generally speaking. Most people who are NRA members, who are, concealed carry, Second Amendment people, generally speaking, they're, it's like most cops. Most cops are decent people, follow the law. But, you get stragglers out there. And what I see in my profession is I see people misusing firearms. I see them misusing their concealed carry. It's invalidated if you're intoxicated. So, if you go to the bar, you shouldn't be bringing your gun with you. Anyway, just dumb. And now she's looking at fucking prison time because of a stupid interaction she had by somebody just called you a bitch. You couldn't just turn the cheek and just keep going. When you probably got in their way to begin with and almost ran them over. And maybe you are a bitch. But maybe you just should have just kept going. Guess what? If you would have just kept going, nobody would have said anything. But you had to show your gun off. It just dumb. Anyway, so this was our reaction. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. And sign up for Patreon. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts. And do me a favor. Make good decisions. See you next time on Criminal Lawyer React.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please, is that my God?